Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all the Geminis out there. If you are a Gemini sun, moon, rising, or north node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of, I almost said January. We're past that. April. April of 2025. And in case any of you guys are interested, I will be using my Spirit Song Tarot deck with some animal lovers there. And I will say, ever since I said, okay, Gemini is next for the readings, I've had Gemini by Princess Nokia stuck in my head. And if you have not heard that song, listen to it. It's great. It's amazing. Love it. Love it. Shout out. Anyway, with all that said, let's see what you guys have in store for April, not January. All right, Gemini, we had a lot of cards come out here. At first, there was none. And then eventually I had four out, and then I heard in my head one more, like one more shuffle or one more card. So I started shuffling again, and then we had one, two, three, four, five, six. Six cards come out. And technically, this one came out as well, but it was almost like I went to shuffle again and it was like stopped in the middle because this one was supposed to be at the bottom of the deck. Lots of major arcana energy as well. So let's talk about it, shall we? First card to come out was the Six of Cups, Six of Shells in this deck, represented by cute little otters. Love that. Love that. We had the Three of Wands, aka the Three of Acorns, reverse giraffe. The Seven of Swords, Seven of Feathers with a cheetah. Judgment, Awakening, Peacock. I wanna see your peacock. Wrong. We have the Sun upright with the hummingbird. Strength reversed with the elephant. I'm trying to go through this because there's so many. The Page of Wands with the lemur. I don't know what that child is. Creepy. Anyway. Death, cicada. The Hermit, koala. He looks happy. And then the moon reverse. Owl. And at the bottom of the deck, the one that stopped me from shuffling again was the world. Yay. So, Gemini, just with all this major arcana energy, you are in a powerful and potent period of your life. And I am sincerely hoping you're taking advantage of that. That could be because Jupiter is currently in Gemini and it will be, I think, until July. I need to double check the transits, but you still have at least another month or two with Jupiter being in the sign of Gemini. So check out where your personal placements, sun, moon, rising, north node, where those are in Gemini, and see when Jupiter stations direct. And if it already has, that doesn't mean that the energy is not available to you. That's something you can still utilize to your advantage in the coming days. Um, but yeah, lots and lots of major arcana energy. Let's talk about the first couple cards that came out: the Six of Cups, Three of Wands reversed, the Seven of Swords upright, and Judgment upright. So with the Six of Cups, you are very much in your feels right now, but in a good way. It's you're allowing yourself to kind of sit back and think about your life and have this really sentimental outlook on where you've been. But with that combined with the Three of Wands reverse, it's possible that you are allowing this sense of sentimentality to keep you from moving forward into where you are meant to go next, because the Three of Wands, when it's upright, it's all about taking that first step towards new beginnings, this new adventure, having the foresight to understand and trust your intuition enough to guide you along this new venture. But reversed, it's like there's something preventing you from taking that step forward. And combined with the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Feathers, combined with that one, it might be that you think it's not quite time to take that next step forward because you're not like you're using this time to prepare. And so there's a part of you that might think that this sense of sentimentality is holding you back, which is what wanted to come out first. But actually, especially with Judgment coming out right after the Seven of Swords, it's actually you're showing like a really stable mindset with this, where you're not it's not that you are not ready to go forward next, and it's not that your sense of sentimentality, that was a big bird, that looks like a hawk. One of the cards is a hawk. It's not out here though. I think it was in the last reading. That was great. I never see hawks back here. Bird of prey, observation, knowing not to strike or hunt or pounce or take that dive until it knows that it can catch the prey because it doesn't want to exert unnecessary energy in the hunt if it's not going to get the kill. And that's kind of where you are right now. Not so morbid or grotesque, but that's kind of where you are right now. And you're recognizing that there is newness on the horizon for you, but it's not quite above the horizon. It's not quite light enough to step out yet. So you're using this time to use the tools you have at your disposal to your advantage. You're being very resourceful with what you have, and it's almost like stockpiling your not only physical material, not only physical resources to prepare, stockpiling, and that's where the sentimentality comes in. Stockpiling this sense of, okay, oh, I remember that job, I remember that relationship, and it was fun while it lasted, but it didn't work out for XYZ. And what did I learn from that thing? I learned this about myself, and I learned this about the world, and I learned this about this specific area of the world, and whatever it may be, fill in the blank. So rather than you just looking back and having this sense of sentimentality just to make you feel good and be like, oh, good times, rose-colored glasses, I love it here, kind of thing. No, you're using it as a way to stockpile your wisdom. So when that sun does come above the horizon and it is confirmed that it's time to step out, you will have this preparedness. You will have this sense of overwhelming like strength of judgment, and not only judgment of the mind but judgment of your perception and judgment of your intuition. So you're going to be able to know when your intuition is speaking versus your mind, when your fear is speaking versus your curiosity. You're going to be able to use that to step forth. And that's really interesting too, because I always say the reverse energy of a card does not mean the upright energy is unavailable to you. It's just behind a couple of, sometimes it's blocks, sometimes it's obstacles, whatever it may be. And in this case, the reversed energy is saying, not quite yet, not quite yet. But once again, that sun comes above the horizon and you know internally it's time to step out, it's going to turn upright to that Three of Wands upright energy that is all about exploration and travel and newness and beginning. But you're not just going to be going out blind. You're going to have this overwhelming sense of wisdom and understanding and a knowingness of not only who you are, not only where you've been, but where you're going. And it's exciting because it's this sense of like unknowing of the unknown. So you don't quite know what's ahead of you, but you know that you are guided. You know that you can trust yourself to lead you through it to your ultimate greatest potential, to your greatest authenticity, to your greatest joy, to your greatest success, to fill in the blank, whatever you're looking for with this new beginning. It's going to be different for each of you, but that's very exciting stuff. That's exciting stuff. And then this bottom row with all of these cards that came out, the Sun, Strength Reverse, Page of Wands, Upright, Death, Transformation, the Hermit, the Moon Reverse, and the World at the bottom of the deck. Um, okay, this one's to be said too. The Five of Pentacles was also under the World. That's fascinating. And in this case, the Five of Pentacles to me represents a greater sense of resourcefulness and thriftiness and being able to like scavenge almost. I guess that would be the right word. Being able to scavenge for your resources, that's fascinating. Being able to scavenge for your resources in a way that like even if you are making good money and even if you do have like abundance coming in, you are going to be living well below your means for whatever reason. And actually you living below your means is going to help amplify your abundance and help amplify these manifestations that are coming to you actively over and over because the world is manifestations coming to fruition. 1111 on the timer. Manifestations coming to fruition. It's ends of a cycle to prep for a new beginning, but before it ends, it's wish fulfillment. It's getting what you've been hoping for and being happy about that. And your ability to live below your means with this Five of Pentacles energy is going to help fulfill even greater wishes for you. That's interesting. I don't know if, and it doesn't feel like it has anything to do with saving necessarily. It's not the act of saving that's doing this. I don't know. And alternatively, maybe you'll be in a position where it's like you really don't have the resources you need. Not only are you living below your means, but like say you just quit your job and you're like, thank God, I hated that job. I was selling my soul for a paycheck. It was not meant for me, but you have nothing lined up. And you've been hearing all the horror stories about how awful the job market is right now. And whatever savings you do have are dwindling quickly because rent is exorbitant right now. Bills, everything is increasing, right? But you're not worried. There's not an ounce of you that's worried. You're like, yeah, I have like $100 to my name and I have three credit cards and all of them are coming due at one time. And it's definitely going to cost more than $100 to meet that minimum for each one. You're like, I'm not worried. That's funny. I just saw a squirrel. I have this ivy covered wire extending from my house to this big tree because there's a pole behind the big tree. There was this squirrel that almost looked like I don't know where he came from, but he was like struggling, like about to fall off of the ivy covered wire, then like flipped himself around over it and then like kind of caught his balance and then leveled himself out. And now his tail is still swinging because I feel like he still doesn't feel like he's in equilibrium, but he's fine. And that's really the message I just said. Even if your external circumstances, there was a gnat in my face, even if your external circumstances tell you that you should be worried, and there he goes again. And he's fine again. You'll be fine. You are perpetually okay and guided and protected. And although, again, your physical is showing you, because the Five of Pentacles in the Rider Waite deck, it's the card that shows these two like haggard looking people. One of them has a broken like leg. The other one has like an eye patch and like a head covering. Like it looks like they've been through battle and they've been searching all night for just like shelter and warmth and food to fill their stomach. But they're walking past this church and it's snowing outside. It's a blizzard. They're walking past this church and the window is like they can see through the window into the church, but they're not welcome in the church. So it's really a card of struggle, but with it coming out under the world and again with all of these major arcana cards. Keep the faith, Gemini. Keep the faith in April because your external and you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this too. Your external circumstances may look like struggle, but if you maintain that belief that things are just working out for me, it might not look like it from the outside, but I can feel it. And it's again, we talked about it's that sharpening of your inner wits to be able to know when it's fear talking versus when it's curiosity. When it's the mind going on repeat, going on a downward spiral versus when it's the intuition saying, like, we're good. Keep a lookout for that. Keep a lookout for that. And then I guess I'll just quickly touch on this bottom row before we shuffle again. The moon reverse, the hermit, death, page of wands, strength reverse, and the sun. I want to focus on these two reverse cards, the moon reverse and strength reverse. There will be times when your mind and your unconscious belief systems are going to want to go into overdrive and again have you spiral downward, especially if externally shit is not looking good for you. You're going to want to spiral. You are going to lose faith. You are going to want to lose faith. I should say, redact that last portion that I said. You are going to potentially start to distrust your intuition and think, if like this is what I'm seeing, I have a debt, like I have to get all of my bills paid by this date, and we're 3 days away from that date. Why do like I've been listening to my intuition this whole time and I have no money to pay these bills, and if I don't pay these bills, what's going to happen? I don't even know. You're going to want to question it. And it's going to make you want to doubt internally. You're going to you're going to want to lose the faith that you have and the courage and the confidence you have in your intuition. But with the Hermit and with Death and with the Sun and the Page of Wands coming out with the Moon and Strength reverse, I'll just, because each card has a little like, has two little like words at the bottom. I'll tell you each word for each upright card. The Sun is vitality and joy. The Page of Acorns is discovery and enthusiasm. Death, transformation, transition, liberation. The Hermit, contemplation and wisdom. And then the World, fulfillment and celebration. So if you're able to override the mind's desire to look at things negatively and to lose trust and to not believe that you are perpetually guided and protected and loved and abundant, if you're able to override that overwhelming voice in your head saying, but, the fear, oh, I have chills. If you're able to override that and take this time to go inward, take time to yourself to find that inner truth, that inner wisdom, that inner knowing that you can feel. And I know you can feel it, Gemini. I have chills, I have chills, I have chills. If you're able to take time to yourself, contemplate your circumstances, maybe think of things you can do to get some extra cash in the meantime. Don't just sit around and twiddle your thumbs, but find wisdom in where you are. Find the ability to go into the root of your being where you are secure and you're safe and you're guided and you're loved and you're abundant. Allow this connection to get you out of the mind and find inner transformation in your being. So many of us walk around so top heavy, especially Geminis, air sign, Mercury, come on, especially Geminis. So many of us are walking around so top heavy that we forget we have a body. That's actually there's I don't know if it's like a Hindu phrase, but I don't remember where it comes from. But that's essentially the phrase. It's like so many of us, so many people on earth are never going to reach nirvana, enlightenment, fill in the blank in this lifetime because they don't even know they exist in a body. And that's step one, is recognizing your body. And that's kind of what you're moving with right now, Gemini. It's being able to take, despite what you are seeing logically in your external world, despite the struggle you may be feeling, taking your awareness, ripping it out of like from the mind, putting it in the heart, putting it in the gut, balancing it out in your other chakras because you have an entire system here that is built in to guide you, to allow you to trust. If you stepped away from something that did not align to you, like I used the example of quitting your job and then all of a sudden now all these bills are due and you don't know what you're going to do, you stepping out of a job that did not align to you, could be a job, could be a relationship, could be leaving a family, that didn't morally align to you anymore. Whatever it is, you stepping out of this thing that didn't align to you helped you step into more alignment with yourself. And when you are becoming more of yourself than you've ever been in your life, the sun, when you are becoming more yourself, the universe sees that as a beacon and it anchors itself into you. So you are being divinely guided. And through that anchor, it's going right to your root, through your entire system, all the way to the core and back up. So it's like you have this internal, just like beacon, this internal beacon that is begging you to trust despite what you are logically seeing outside of yourself, despite your circumstances. Trust that you are divinely guided because you are. Trust that fulfillment is yours, abundance is yours, success is yours because it is. Then we have the Page of Acorns. All of the pages are messengers. And Wands, Acorns, Page of Wands, Page of Acorns. Wands is about the physical. It's about experience. It's about just having fun and enjoying and trusting your intuition is such a big theme of the Wand suit. trusting your intuition to guide you through adventure, through experience, right? And again, the two buzzwords for Page of Acorns, Page of Wands is discovery and enthusiasm. So how can you get out of this fear-based mind that's telling you or trying to tell you that shit is hitting the fan and things are not okay? How do you get out of that fear-based mind into your body and find that sense of enthusiasm despite what you're seeing externally, despite any perceived lack that you have? And how can you use, so let's go back. How can you use this period of introspection, of contemplation, of coming into yourself to find the wisdom that exists in your stillness to then use that to transform? So you're taking your awareness out of just your mind and into your entire body, anchoring in that feeling of trust, that feeling of abundance, that feeling of liberation from the mind as well. Anchoring that in to be able to be open to any messages that might come through others or come through experience or come through a sense of discovery that will then lead you to being more yourself. And it can even go backwards. I think just being yourself here, realigning with yourself here, however that looks for you, is how you activate this entire process for yourself. It's how you activate it. And I'm going to use the be, do, have method. So many people on earth, we've been tricked for millennia to believe if we have the resources we need, if we have the money, if we have the house, if we have the job, if we have the stability, that will open us up to be able to do the things we want to do. And once we can do the things we want to do, we get to be the person we want to be. Wrong, buzzer, no, turn it around. We've been tricked into believing it backwards. It's be, do, have, not have, do, be. If you begin to embody the person you were put on this earth to be, if you become that person, you will open up yourself to opportunities to allow you to do the things that you, the true version of you, the truest, most authentic version of yourself wants to do. And then you being who you are supposed to be and doing what you are supposed to be doing will lead you down the path to have the things you need to have in order to live however you want to live. But it starts with this sense of authenticity. It starts with the sun. It starts with curiosity. It starts with reconnecting to your inner child, which you do during that hermit period, during that period of reflection and contemplation. Reconnecting with the you were before society got its hawk talons into you. It's all available to you. And your challenge, Gemini, is not allowing any sense of perceived external lack or struggle to keep you from believing in this abundance. Not even believing, keep you from knowing this abundance is yours. Not only is it yours today, it's your birthright. And the more you're able to step into your truest, most authentic being, especially with Jupiter still in Gemini, the more you are able, chills, the more you are able to step into this pure sense of authenticity, the more your wishes will come to fruition, the more your abundance, the more your manifestation will come true. Just trust in the process, baby, and trusting yourself. And trusting yourself. That feels really complete. Oh, wow. What, Gemini? Oh man, if you liked this reading, go ahead and leave me a like and leave me a comment. And please let me know how it resonated, if it resonated. If it didn't resonate, I would love to just have this conversation with you. Because I know you guys like to talk, and I do too. So match made in heaven there. And of course, if you did like it as well, and you would love to get your forecast for the month ahead according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel too. I would love to get I would love to have you guys here in the future. So many words, so little time, because we're already kind of over. But this was brilliant, Gemini. This was brilliant. And if you did like this reading and you want a personal reading, because this one just resonated so much, you can check out my website in the description below, and you can book with me for tarot, astrology, human design, and numerology readings there as well. I also offer distance Reiki, so if you want that, you can email me through my website too. We can get that going. Gemini, this was fucking beautiful. The last thing I will say is go listen to that song, Gemini by Princess Nokia. I love you guys. 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 And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see how you go from this to this because you are. Because you are. Until next time.